my daughter and her husband Dana, and we were going to BFM at the time, and he told Jody, I want to do something with your mom. So she said, well, talk to my dad. And so he talked to Lee, and Lee mentioned it to me, and I said, sure, because I'm a out of the box type person. I'm actually like in a field and there is no box. And so I said, certainly. I said, tell him to put it together and get back in contact with me. And it took 2 years. And then all of a sudden, we heard something. And I said, okay, I was adjudicating, going to Freeport on those small planes. And I was adjudicating, and I was resting in the hotel. As a matter of fact, I was asleep. And Lee called, and he says, you have to hear this. I'm going to email it to you right now. This is what Manifest sent. And he wants you to record when you come back in. And when I played it on my computer, which of course is not a very good speaker, I was totally blown away. I did not sleep anymore that night. I just played it over and over and over again. And then I went to his apartment like 11:30 one night, went to his house, and Lee met me there. And Manifest, when we walked in, it was one of the rooms in his bedroom. Really humble guy, very sweet, very, very sweet. And he said, this is kind of what I have in line, Mrs. Callender. I want you to do like, I shall rise, I shall live. He sang it for me. He says, and then we'll put some other stuff together. And so I said, okay, well, that sounds pretty easy. And I sang the I Shall Rise. And then as we talked, it developed into some more high things, because I'm always game to do the high notes because I feel very comfortable up there. And so we added the extra pieces, not knowing exactly where he was going to put them. And we left there like 2:30 in the morning, and I was at the airport at 6 a.m. to go to Abaco. And when I came back in, he had sent the first rough. And when I listened to it, I called him and I said, you're a genius. I said, for you to place what I did, because Lee wrote most of those pieces, the high pieces. I wrote some of them, and he wrote most of them. And where he had placed them, and then he had done that echo thing at the end, and I said, Manifest, this is genius. I said, oh my gosh, I cannot believe what you did. He said, and I'm not finished yet. And we had another late night, tightening of things, and that's when I did the very high note at the end. And I couldn't believe the finished product. And he remained humble even when we performed. We performed at several places, including TBN. And we also performed it at the African Diaspora Conference. It was an international conference. And when Janet Johnson called and asked me to sing something, the only thing that ran through my mind was I Shall Rise, because it's a combination of things that are totally unique, like the African diaspora. These people coming from all over the world to this conference, we have to present something very different. And so he and I performed it, and a lot of the classical people and the ministers were there. And afterwards, they were totally blown away. They'd never heard anything like this before in their lives. Where can they get a copy? Fred Mitchell, actually, he said, I need a copy of this right away. And I took it to him the next day, took him the CD. And so people really loved the combination. My side of the classical realm, they would say to me, I heard that song you did with that hip hop band. That thing you all did together, can't describe it. I said, oh, the hip opera. And they said, it isn't supposed to work, I said, but it actually works. It sounds fantastic. So, and then I got to meet a lot of Manifest people, the hip hop community, which they embraced me, and they actually started to get interested in, they would ask me questions about the operatic stuff and all of that. And so I had a whole new audience and a whole new set of friends as a result of Manifest. And so we were just about to do another project. We were going to be doing Pia Jesu, which is Latin, and he was going to rap under me. That was my project I was playing, because I kept hearing it. And I'd been hearing it for about 4 years, and I was too slow on it, but I'm happy that we had the chats back and forth, and I sent him the clip that was on YouTube. And he said, whenever you're ready, he said, I'm ready. I know what I want to do. He said, I have it on just replay because this is so fabulous. I can't wait to do it. And that was our last communication. But he was a genius in his time. I heard him for the first time play on his guitar and sing. And I was absolutely blown away, not by just the beauty of it, but the heart that came through. He had a passion and a heart for young people and for God's work. And so I will talk about him forever, because I think he was a bright star in the sky over the Bahamas, and he will be sorely missed.